my name is Hải Đăng. You can call me Jason. I'm 10 years old and I study in Mỹ Primary School in Phú Mỹ Town, Vũng Tàu Province, Vietnam. And my co-host, Minh Châu, 10 years old from Hải Phòng, Vietnam. We are very honored to introduce you our Climate Superheroes initiative, a weekly engaging, exciting and inspiring talk show, game show by young people motivating their friends and families to join hands protecting our Mother Earth. I'm also very pleased to introduce and joining hands with the International Young Eco Hero Awards to do our part. A responsible person who strongly believes that any global change can only be achieved if we all take individual action at home right from today. Personally, I'm using my own voice and action to raise awareness and motivating actions for our environment. I and my friends organize and set up a tree planting and in our initiative city and beach cleanup and neighborhood cleanup with reuse, reduce and recycle messages. I also use YouTube channel to help raise awareness on the topic of our talk show, interactive game show, storytelling, love letters to our Mother Earth, and public speaking events to engage discussion and education that's about climate crisis facing us right now. But alone, I cannot achieve my big mission for our Mother Earth. As a result, I create and lead the group project of 50 young inspiring ambassadors, both from the Vietnam and the UK, mobilizing people, their families and friends to be part of the solutions. The action plan starts not only with their powerful voices, but also their specific actions as young inspiring ambassadors for our Mother Earth and making a big difference now. We are also very honored to have the support of our dedicated team of 50 or more young inspiring ambassadors, both from Vietnam and the UK, and to join hands on our mission as climate superheroes fighting against climate change facing us right now. Haley Harling, Neri, July, Harmony, Kevin, Cindy, Stella, Nam Roy, Mitt, etc. And each of us is going to host a weekly talk show about climate change and share our heartfelt messages and personal action plans on our youth-driven movement and make a global impact towards specific actions for our Mother Earth. Let the great inspiration of climate change, protecting our Mother Earth, start with me, Jason Dang, 10 years old from Vũng Tàu, Vietnam. So, climate change refers to long-term shifts in temperatures and weather patterns. These shifts may be natural, but such as through the variations of the solar cycle. But since the 1800s, human activities have been the main driver of climate change, primarily due to burning fossil fuels such as coal, oil, and gas.
Burning fossil fuels generates greenhouse gas emissions that act like a blanket wrapped around the Earth, trapping the sun's heat and raising temperatures. Examples of greenhouse gas emissions that are causing climate change include carbon dioxide and methane. These come from using gasoline for driving cars, cooling gases for fridges, and coal for heating buildings. For instance, clearing land and forests can also release carbon dioxide. Landfills for garbage are a major source of methane emissions. Energy, industry, transport, buildings, and agriculture or land use are among the main emitters.
Right now, 1 billion children in the world are at extremely high risk because of the impact of climate change. Climate change's cause is not simply an environmental crisis, it's a children's rights crisis. It threatens children to water, food, home, health, and education. We all know that climate change is the single most significant crisis facing children and young people today. The climate change severe consequences have been proven time after time. Here are some alarming and true facts about the severe consequences of climate change on our lives.
According to Nature Communications, 200 million people in the world will live below the tide line by the end of the century if levels continue to rise. Sea levels rise because heat stored in the ocean causes water to expand, while melting ice sheets and glaciers are adding to the volume of the water. Vietnam, China, Bangladesh, and India are particularly vulnerable to rising sea levels, coastal storms, surges, and flooding, as are the Netherlands and parts of the UK. Each year, more than 12 million hectares of land are lost due to desertification, land degradation, and drought, according to the United Nations, a surface area equivalent to the entire arable land of Germany.
Fires are getting more frequent and worse. Fires from Australia to California and to Greece are spreading longer and farther than ever before, says the United Nations. 1 million species are at risk. Yes, about all of the chilling spine, the densidties of the Earth's 40% of amphibians, about 3,200 species are known to science, is incredibly under threat due to the human impacts. Yes, says the United Nations. Pollution, deforestation, overfishing, development, and invasive species are putting biodiversity in peril.
75 million kids suffer food insecurity. At least 155 million people were pushed into acute food insecurity in 2020 due to extreme weather, says the World Food Program. Among those suffering were over 75 million children under the age of 5 who displayed the symptoms of stunted growth. Weather extremes will continue to exacerbate acute food insecurity in fragile economies, says the World Food Program. Deaths from heat waves are up a lot. Blistering temperatures are proving fatal, with The Lancet reporting that during the past 20 years, there's been a 53.7% increase in heat-related mortality in people older than 65 years.
Those are just a few highlighted climate change consequences amongst many severe impacts of climate change. Now more than ever, it's time for decisive action. Yes, starting from myself, if possible, from you, and all of us, as well as please save our Mother Earth from further devastation. The UN Climate Change Conference will convene in December 2023 in Dubai, the United Arab Emirates. The country Prime Minister has said this is a crucial moment for us all to secure a brighter future for our children and future generations. It's time for us all to join hands together and lead the way and put children at their hearts. Yes. And of the response to the climate crisis. So, as a young, inspiring ambassador, a superheroes climate change program producer, I would like to reflect myself with my heartfelt messages sending to our Mother Earth. Yes, as our gentle reminder for us all to work together, and truly inspired by the love letters to Mother Earth from Master Thich Nhat Hanh, who I always admire for his words of wisdom. Dear Mother Earth, we breathe your fresh air, we drink your clear water, we eat your nourishing food, your herbs heal us when we're sick. Dear Mother, you are the mother of all livings. Yes, I call you by the human name Mother, and yet your mothering nature is more vast and ancient than humankind. We are just one of your young species. All the millions others who lived or have lived on Earth are also your children. You are not a person, but I know you're not less than a person either. You are a living, breathing being in the form of a planet.
The song River Flows in You reminds me of these touching words of wisdom inspired by the Nobel Peace Prize winner Thich Nhat Hanh, which reminds us of our duty as a responsible child to our planet Earth. Every time I step upon the earth, I will train myself to see that I am walking on you, my mother. Every time I place my feet on the earth, I will have a chance to be in touch with you and with all your wonders. Sometimes I forget, lost in the confusions and worries of daily life, unaware of the presence of my body and the beautiful planet around me and within me. I am unable to cherish and celebrate the precious gift that you have given me. My deep wish is to live in such a way that I am awake to each of your wonders and nourished by your beauty. I cherish your precious creativity, and I smile to this gift of life.
Dear Mother Earth, you are this infinitely beautiful blue planet, fragrant, cool, and kind. Your immeasurable patience and endurance makes you the greatest mother of all livings. Even though we've made many mistakes, you always forgive us. And every time we return to you, you are ready to open your arms and embrace us. But there are times when we have not loved you enough, times when we have forgotten your true nature, and times when we have discriminated and treated you as other than ourselves. But there are times when we, through ignorance, unskillfulness, we have underestimated, exploited, wounded, and polluted you.
Our lifestyles have a profound impact on our planet. Our choices matter. Around 2/3 of the global greenhouse gas emissions are linked to private households. The electricity that we use, the food that we eat, the way we travel, and the things that we buy all contribute to the person's carbon footprint, the amount of greenhouse gas emissions associated with an individual's activities.
To express our love to you for all the nourishment you have provided us with, I'm calling on my friends from Vietnam, and globally, we can start 10 impactful actions which we can start implementing from today. Also highly recommended by the United Nations. Number 1, save energy at home. Number 2, walk, bike, or take public transport. 3, eat more vegetables. 4, consider your travel. 5, throw away less food. 6, reduce, reuse, repair, recycle. 7, change your home source of energy. 8, switch to an electric vehicle. 9, make your money count. And 10, speak up.
We promise to live our days with the awareness that we are all our children and that we are all made of stars. I promise to do my part, contributing my own energy of joy and harmony to the glorious symphony of life. That is why I make a deep vow today with gratitude and love in my heart to cherish and protect your beauty and to embody your wondrous consciousness in my own life. I vow to follow in the footsteps of those who have gone before me, to live with the awakening and compassion, and be so worthy of calling myself your child.
Let us all speak up and get others to join us in taking action. It's one of the quickest and most effective ways to make a difference for our Mother Earth. Now, in the meantime, stay tuned to be inspired by our upcoming episode of Climate Superheroes, hosted by our next guest speaker, Minh Châu. Thank you for listening. I'm Jason, your host and program director of Climate Superheroes of Broadcast Live Vũng Tàu, Vietnam, and my co-host Minh Châu from Hải Phòng, Vietnam.